Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Basic Phone Set here. I'm going to do an unboxing slash handgun review of the Phoenix Arms HP22a. I did a lot of research of this gun before I bought it, and I mean I saw both negative and positive reviews, but for the price, I mean, how bad could it be? I paid $134 before taxes, so I think I got a pretty good deal on it. Yeah, let's get straight to the gun. Got the gun there. Got the cable lock and keys, and the cable lock does have the Phoenix Arms logo on it. Don't know if you guys can see it. Got the instruction manual, and then some other paperwork. Doesn't really matter. All right, let's take a look at the gun first. It just comes in a little plastic baggie. Not really anything fancy. Alright, so out of the box, it comes with a 10-round magazine. That's pretty much it, and you don't get much with it. Okay, so as all of you may have already heard, this gun does have quite a bit of safety features to it. The main one being the magazine safety that's mounted here on the frame of the gun. Personally, I don't like it. It's not that bad, but personally, I just think it just gets in the way a lot of the times, just a hassle. There is a way to modify the safety so that it makes it more hassle-free. I won't actually do the mod in this video, but I'll go ahead and point out what I do. That way, you guys will figure out what to do if you guys end up getting this handgun. But pretty much what the safety does, it makes it so you can't remove the magazine unless this safety is activated. And in addition to that, you can't rack the gun, you can't pull the trigger, you can't do anything. So, and not only that, there is an actual safety up on the slide right here. It's actually just a firing pin safety, but I mean, I just feel like that's all you need. That being said, since it is a firing pin safety, you can dry fire this gun as long as the safety is activated. I mean, of course, red dot being that's on fire, cover the red dot, you're safe to dry fire it. Alright, so in order to take the magazine out, put it on safe, push the mag release, and there you go. Now it comes with a standard 10-round magazine. You can get an extended magazine from Phoenix Arms or eBay or wherever. Just because it's extended doesn't mean it's more than 10 rounds. It's still a 10-round magazine. The only difference is it comes with an added plinking extension. That way it fits better in the hand. Personally, I'd rather stick with the standard mags. I mean, I don't want to put too much money into this. It's more of just a shits and giggles kind of gun. And then you have the back to the gun. Alright, like I said before, you can't operate the gun unless the magazine's in. So, of course, you can't put that magazine safety on fire. You can't rack the gun, you can't pull the trigger, you can't do anything. You can, however, cock the hammer back to a half-cock position, which is it's already activated. But I don't really understand what's the point of that. You can still pull the trigger and drop the hammer, which, I mean, I don't know if that's just my gun being defective or that all of them like that, but I don't really see the point of that. Okay, anyways, let's put the magazine back in there. Now, depending on which gun you get, mine, the magazine kind of stops halfway, and if you push the button, it falls in easily. But I mean, if you give it a little bit of a push, it will go in. Again, I don't know if Phoenix Arms made it so that you need to push the button for the magazine to go in, but it goes in regardless. So as long as that happens, you're good. I think one of the main things that interested in me about this gun is that the slide is a lot like the Desert Eagle. You can see, let me lock it back. The magazine safety also doubles as a manual slide hold open. So I mean, quick note: this gun the slide will not lock back after the last round. There is a manual slide open, but it will not lock back after the last round. Just letting you know. Alright, anyways, the slide is similar to a Desert Eagle slide, which I thought was really cool. You can see the mass of the slide is towards the back, and you got just the two side rails on either side of the barrel. So I thought that was pretty cool. It has a front blade fixed sight, nothing fancy. The rear sight is adjustable for windage. See right there, turn the screw left and right. I think the sights are pretty decent, I guess, for a gun of this. Oh shit! A gun of this price range and caliber. I mean, they're not too bad. Not the best, but not too bad. What else? It's single action. So I mean, gotta pull this trigger back. I mean the hammer, sorry, to fire it. I think it's about it. I mean, feels good in the hand. I like the way it feels for being cheap little 22. And by cheap, I don't mean cheap as in quality. I mean cheap as in inexpensive. On that note, there have been a lot of reviews about the quality of this gun. People have been saying that after firing it for, I think after about, I believe, 3,000 to 4,000 rounds, frame cracks start to develop around the magazine well. I don't think I'll get to that point in a long time, but I think the one thing that will help with preventing frame cracks or any kind of damage to your gun is if you use the ammo that the manufacturer recommends. Unfortunately for this gun, Phoenix Arms recommends using standard velocity rounds. Now, for me, I always thought of standard velocity being anywhere in the 1200, 1250 FPS range, but apparently standard velocity is in the 1100 FPS range. So I mean, I think that's a load of crap, but I mean, if it'll prevent my gun from, you know, getting damaged, then I guess I'll do it. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt to fire, I guess, high velocity once in a while, but don't make it an everyday thing. But honestly, I mean, it's not like you're gonna be using this weapon for self-defense. I mean, if you are, hey, I mean, that's personal preference. I mean, would I use this for self-defense? If it's all I got, then absolutely. But I got a 9mm. I'd rather use over this. But personal preference. I bought it as just a shits and giggles gun. Shoot around, you know, maybe clean some targets, small critters, whatever. I think that's about it. I don't think I'll get around to disassembling the gun. You guys can look it up yourselves. I heard it's not that hard, but there is some time they have to put into it. So, anything else? What else? But yeah, use standard velocity rounds again, and you should be good to go. All right. So let me get to the modifying the safety. So pretty much what this mod will do, it'll make it so that you don't have to put the magazine safety on safe to drop the magazine. And what else does it do? Oh, also, you don't have to, I guess, you will, that's pretty much it. You don't have to push the button, you don't have to put on safe to drop the magazine, and you'll be able to drop the magazine when it's on fire or safe. So, alright, so what you gotta do first is get a flathead screwdriver. You're gonna remove the left grip panel. I'm gonna do that right now. Just pops right off. Alright, so pretty much the way the safety works, let me put on safe real quick. When you put it on safe, there's a tab in here that pushes into the slide, so it locks the slide in place. That's why the slide won't move when it's on safe. The trigger won't fire because you got this little tab right here next to this silver block that prevents the trigger from being, you know, pulled. And as for the magazine safety feature, pretty much this weird tab thing that pops up when the magazine's in the gun. That way, when you push the safety down to the fire position, the safety actually slides underneath this tab. Now when you put it on safe and drop the magazine, that little tab will actually go down and it'll pretty much jam the safety so it won't go to the fire position. So that being said, I've heard people that cut off that little tab right there so it's flush with the frame right here. That way you could freely move the safety to safe or fire. However, that's considered part of the gun since you cannot buy a replacement part. So if you do cut that piece off or file it down or whatever, and if your gun breaks for any reason and you have to return it to get repaired or replaced, whatever, they will not honor the warranty and you'll pretty much be screwed. So what I've seen people do, and which is probably what I'm going to do, is they lift the tab up and they put a piece of a safety pin or bobby pin right underneath between the this little tab and the frame. That way it's always sticking up. That way no matter what, the safety will always move up and down. As far as the magazine release being stuck when it's on fire, pretty much what it is, let me move the safety real quick. Pretty much that tiny little tab right there, when you slide the safety down, I guess it slides in between the magazine release button and the frame, and it pretty much locks the button in place. Now with this, you can actually modify the safety, since you can buy replacement safeties on the Phoenix Arms website. It only costs $4.50 plus shipping. So I mean, you could just modify the safety, buy another one later, and if your gun does need to be replaced or fixed under warranty, just swap out the safeties and send it, and they won't even know. So that you could push the magazine button without having to put on safe. All you gotta do is cut or shave off that little tip, and you'll be good to go. Again, as far as having the magazine in the gun to move it from safe to fire, all you gotta do is this tab right here. You gotta get like a little pin and put it in between, so in between the frame and the tab. That way the tab is always up, and the safety could slide in underneath that little tab. Alright, so let me put this back in the gun. Alright, and it just fits in, it just slides back in there, there's no hassle. Alright, I think that pretty much covers the safety. Again, if you guys need some more explanation about the safety, just look online. That's how I figured it out. But I mean, for sure you guys will understand if you actually buy the gun and see for yourself, because I was a little confused at first, but then once I saw this, I kind of saw how it works. So, all right, let me put the grip back on. Now, some of you guys might have been my previous viewers who've seen me play the saxophone. I know it might come to a surprise me putting up a gun video, but I like guns, so now you know. Alright. Okay, another thing about this gun, I have heard online that the recoil springs actually go out about every 500 rounds, so you're gonna have to end up buying replacement recoil springs. Fortunately, Phoenix Arms does sell replacement springs. I believe you can buy them either by singles or by the 5-pack. I know 5-pack for sure, and it costs $6 plus shipping. So I mean, if you want, like what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy extra mags, springs, and the safety. That way I just pay one shipping price. And so the spring is like $6 for a pack of 5, so that's not too bad. I really hate how you have to replace the spring every 500 rounds. I mean, I think that's just a lot of crap. But I did also research online that someone, actually he put a YouTube video, he found an aftermarket spring that would actually replace the spring for this gun, and it will actually last a lot longer than the factory springs. I'll go ahead and put the information of that spring on the description. Personally, I haven't found the spring yet. Apparently, this YouTube user found his spring at Ace's Hardware. Unfortunately, my town doesn't have one anymore, but it exists. I found the manufacturer's website for the spring, and they do make the spring. It's just the fact of actually going out there and looking for it. So I'll put that information in the description of the video. If not, if you don't want to go through the trouble of finding the spring, like I said, Phoenix Arms does sell the spring in a 5-pack, so you can go that route. Alright, so springs, safety. The magazines, if you want to get the standard magazine like this one, I believe it's $11.50 from Phoenix Arms. If you want to get the 10 round with the little pink extension, it's $16 or $16.50. That's another reason why I want to go with the standard magazine. It's cheaper. I mean, you're not going to get much more benefit with the pinky extension. I mean, I personally have hands on the small side, so this gun does fit really good in my hand. I think I've covered pretty much everything. I mean, I haven't shot it yet, so hopefully I'll be able to go out tomorrow or sometime soon to shoot it. But out of the box, I mean, it's pretty much get what you paid. I mean, personally, I think it was a good buy. I mean, whether it lasts a year or 10, I think I'm gonna get my money's worth from it. I mean, it looks like a really good shooter. Oh, one more thing. They also do have an extended barrel for the gun. That's the 5-inch barrel. You can buy this barrel with a extended magazine. It comes as a kit for Phoenix Arms or online, eBay, wherever. It runs about 30 to 40 bucks, I believe. So if you want to, use the longer barrel for target practice, then that's what it's made for. It's a target barrel. Personally, I don't like the way it looks. It actually looks pretty ugly. I like this better. I mean, you guys could choose, but I like the short barrel. Alright, that's pretty much it. If I get around to making a video when I shoot this, I'll post it up so you guys can see how it shoots. In addition to that, I do have a Ruger LC9 that I've already shot, which I'll probably film some of that and post it up with the shooting video of this. So kind of a 2-for-1 special right there. Alright, so that's pretty much it. That's the review of the Phoenix Arms HP22a. Highly recommend it. If it's available in your area for a good price, I'd say buy it. I mean, it may not be the best gun out there, but I think it'll give you a good run for your money.